Hi everyone and welcome back to Cassie's Confections. Thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to show you how to ice a cake like a pro with super smooth buttercream and razor sharp edges. The first thing you'll want to do is stack all of your layers. I'm using a raspberry filling for this cake, and I like to have a nice thin layer of buttercream down underneath the raspberry filling before I pipe my dam. If you're using a filling besides buttercream, you'll want to make sure it doesn't extend over the dam because then it could seep out the sides of your cake. Next, you'll want to spread the buttercream that might have pushed out from in between the layers. And I actually like to add another layer of buttercream on the sides when I'm using a filling such as raspberry that doesn't set up firmly when chilled. Because for this cake, I'm actually going to flip it upside down, and I need all the stability I can get. You're going to add a thick layer of buttercream to the top of the cake and spread it out as evenly as possible. Make sure this layer is pretty thick. Next, you'll need to take a piece of wax paper and smooth it very carefully over the top of that layer of buttercream. Take a cake board of some sort and lay it over the top of the cake, keeping one hand underneath the cake, and then flip it upside down. Use your hand to sort of very gently wedge the cake down into that buttercream, and then use your level to make sure it is even. Don't forget to check all sides with the level. This is why we wanted a thick layer of buttercream on the top to give us some wiggle room, so to speak. Next, I like to take that extra buttercream that has squeezed out the bottom and spread it up onto the cake. You can do one swipe around your cake with a bench scraper to make sure that none of the buttercream extends out past the cake board. Place it in your refrigerator to chill for about 20 minutes or so. Once it has chilled, you can pull it out and add a thick layer of buttercream over the entire outside of the cake. Really make sure you work that buttercream into the side of the cake to avoid air bubbles. Next, you're going to want to take your bench scraper and gently remove the icing little by little. You'll hold it 90 degrees from the bottom cake board, and the top cake board will act as a guide. You should have a nice straight line when you're finished. At this point, you don't need to worry about any low spots or air bubble holes or any other imperfections. Place the cake in the refrigerator for about 15 or 20 minutes, and then pull it out and add another thinner layer of icing. Next, you'll want to repeat the same process with your bench scraper, but this time make sure it's hot. I use hot water to heat mine. You'll notice the hot bench scraper will give you the smoothest icing possible, and this second layer of icing will fill in all those air bubble holes and other imperfections. If you're an absolute perfectionist, you can spot treat some little details as I'm doing here, but since the base layer of icing is cold, they should fill in beautifully. As for the turntable, I find it easiest to reach across the cake and hold on to the wax paper so it doesn't slide around, and I get a full spin of the cake. When your cake is perfection, you can go ahead and scrape the buttercream off the top of the cake, which is actually the bottom. At this point, go ahead and put the cake back in the refrigerator for about 20 more minutes, and then you're ready to put your hand on the top and flip the cake back over, peel off the wax paper. If you're using fondant or other heavy decorations, you might want to let the cake sit in the fridge for a little while longer and make sure those edges are nice and firm before decorating. Now you have the most beautiful blank canvas, and the possibilities are endless. Go ahead and enjoy the rest of my decorating of this particular cake. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We'll see you next time.